So Ezra Miller's time as the Flash is done. It's finished. They have reportedly cut ties with him, but the Flash movie is still coming out because they put a lot of money into that. But when the news first broke that WB was, well, Warner Brothers Discovery was officially looking to cut all ties with Ezra Miller, I wanted to do a video on it. But something said to me, you know what? Hold off a little bit, see what happens, and then see if anything else comes up, and then you can see something. Well, something else came up, and something else came up, to the point now it's become pretty much a weekly thing to hear these things about Ezra Miller. I mean, if anybody thought that Ezra Miller was just somebody who needed a hug, at this point you have to realize he's clearly just a crazy person, because it started off with the allegations of him and this Tokata woman, and how he been grooming her or something. So since she was 12 and now she's 18, then we got another report saying that an actual 12-year-old child right now, 12-year-old girl right now, that he's apparently doing the same thing to that child. And then there's the talk about him having some mother and her children at some ranch or something that he owns, and that there's guns and ammunition lying around all over the place. It's just a continued crazy behavior with Ezra Miller. However, Warner Brothers Discovery reportedly cancelled HBO Max The Flash spin-off because Ezra Miller continues to be a nightmare. New intel hints that not only was Ezra Miller apparently set to carry on as the Flash in an HBO Max series spin-off based on his appearance in the Scarlet Speedster's upcoming DCEU film, but also that for obvious reasons the project has been axed from the higher-ups at Warner Brothers Discovery. Well, yeah, I mean, it's clearly deranged. This scoop originates from actress Caroline Kwan, who some may recognize from her pair of guest appearances as the Top Hat Lady and an unnamed woman in Netflix short-lived Lucifer. I have no idea who that is. In a now deleted tweet, Kwan spilled the beans that a friend of mine recently had a project cancelled that he had written 8 episodes for because it involves the Flash, and Ezra Miller continues to be a nightmare. Though she only has 8 credits to her name as per her IMDb page, and seemingly no connection to DC film and TV outside. Well, okay, apparently they asked her to take it down. So it's just made because she either dished on something top secret or the studio doesn't want to deal with any additional fires until they've officially decided on how to handle the Miller situation going forward. How do you handle that? Unfortunately for the corporation, they found themselves backed into a tough corner by Miller's debaucherous and troublesome behavior. While he has recently proven to be nothing short of a powder keg, with news allegations against him coming out almost weekly. Yeah, it's like literally every week there's something new about Ezra Miller. I mean, there was a time he was running. I don't even know if I could find him, because from what I understood, he had evaded the police and was posting things on Twitter or something, on Instagram, saying that how he's in another universe, and then he took down his Instagram and all kind of thing. I don't even know if I could find Ezra Miller right now, so I can't say. WBD has already sunk way too much money, an estimated $200 million worth, into the fastest man alive solo outing. Yeah, they put a lot of money into that, so they can't just say, well, they can't get rid of him now. Miller is also playing 2, perhaps 3 different versions of Barry Allen throughout most of the film's runtime, which means scrubbing him digitally would be exorbitantly costly. So they're stuck with him. As such, though The Flash won't be ready to come out until next year, it was supposed to come out this year, but they pushed it back to next year because, well, crazy Ezra Miller. As far as anyone knows, Warner is going to attempt to recoup at least some of their losses by going through with their plans to give the film a theatrical run. I mean, putting it out in cinema, would people really pay money to go and watch it. Not me. I'm not gonna pay money to go and watch it. But people rarely pay money to go and watch that. I mean, I think if they put it out on HBO Max, they might get some of the money back. But then again, had they put out the Flash earlier this year, before all this madness with him start, they might have made some money. Because, you know, they had Michael Keaton in it, but it's not enough to drag back audiences. Michael Keaton is like he's 70, and yes, he played Batman in Tim Burton's run, and I enjoyed him in Batman and Batman Returns, but is that really enough to draw in our audience? Especially with the kind of craziness you have with Ezra Miller going on, and the fact that this movie was set to reboot the entire DCE, you want to get rid of Superman and bring in Supergirl. I mean, they have just set up themselves badly to fail. Further, according to reports, we are planning on cutting ties with Miller, but not until after the movie releases. That is, unless things which are bad enough already get worse. I mean, I think they should cut ties with him already and done, because from what you're seeing, he's just ramping up to do even more craziness. He seems to have no interest in ever stopping. None. Absolutely none. With WBD likely just waiting for the best time to officially announce the end of their working relationship with Miller, it's no surprise that the television series around him was ultimately cancelled. The plot of the spin-off is unknown, but as Geekosity's Mikey Sutton notes in his coverage of the story, Miller must have played a substantial role, so much so that his presence led to it to be completely stricken from the studio's streaming slate. Insiders provided no answers. Speculation surfaced that it might have focused on the Flashpoint timeline, the timeline created by Barry's going back in time and breaking the multiverse, but sources argue that the upcoming Batgirl film would feature that already. There is Batgirl film that I want to bring up, because the Batgirl film has to come out after the Flash, because it's tied into the whole changing of the DCEU thing, but they are not interested in it. Sutton also knows that an insider did reveal DC Films once discussed a villain spin-off from the Flash movie, suggesting that the series could have also centered on a villain. If the two pitches are connected, it could indicate WB was going the same route there with Matt Reeves' Batman, and sought to try and figure out various ways to bring the rogues of Central City into the DCEU continuity. Even though the same thing has been done for the past decade on the CW, it would have been able to layer the world of the cinema Scarlet Speedster and introduce pivotal villains such as the Reverse Flash. To that end, it should be noted that the previous rumors have claimed that none of the alternate Barrys portrayed by Miller will be an evil version. If so, it's also possible that said series could have focused on this Barry's quest for redemption, thus fulfilling the studio's desire for a villain-focused spin-off featuring the Flash. And they did this cover with it. This person here looks like this is from an actual comic, and it looks like Ezra Miller, and he's just pretty much naked, getting into his Flash costume. I mean, you're all just kind of pushing this down the wrong road, but these villains will no doubt find their way to the silver or small screen in some way, shape, or form. But bottom line, the cancellation of a series that already had scripts is further proof, in our view, that Warner really is done with Ezra Miller and rethinking how to move the DC film universe forward without him. Yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it should be done and done. Ezra Miller has proven that he's clearly unstable, doesn't deserve to be in any Flash movie, doesn't deserve to be in any movies. Just need some psychological help, and maybe that will find some way to make it better. But come on, the man is a powder keg. Every week there's some craziness, and you know, Ezra Miller may want to identify as they, them, and non-binary. I am not going on that route. You are clearly deranged. You're out as the Flash. Any further project with you is done and done. And as far as I'm concerned, I say good riddance to it. This could not have happened at a better time. He just needs to go and find some other way to find some other help someplace else, because nobody wants this garbage at all. That's it for me. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure to share the video out there. Really helps. Really helps. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.